Good morning and welcome. Pick Radio News Hour, Joe and Jason. Happy Friday. Yeah, we finally got here, made it through another week. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I got a lot of stuff going on. I've got a bunch of machines getting ready to land here as we get ready for Layer 2, the utility of Texas Coin. We got the big meeting tonight. Well, it's not a meeting. It's an event. Talked to Jason earlier today. Already got a great number of you already have pre-purchased your tickets. Remember, it's $10. That's it, $10. It starts 6 o'clock. You're going to get fed. Every time I go to Colorado, I go to Cafe Athens. I like Euros to begin with, but the food there is solid, right? Solid. I mean, you can't go anywhere and get a meal for $10. You can't. I mean, maybe like crappy food like McDonald's, maybe, and if you don't get a combo and this and that and the other. So you're going to get probably $20 worth of food. Plus, you're going to get a little goodie bag, so it's going to be well worth the attendance. Bradley Dean's going to be there. Mac's going to be there. Dino's going to be there. I mean, just come and have a good time. Come and have a good time. And give Jason all the feedback and everything else, but come. This is the most important thing. And then Monday, Phoenix, you're up. And I'm still not happy with the amount of people coming to the meeting. The meeting Monday, 6 o'clock at Barrio Brewing. Come at 5:30. Especially if you need some help with something. I know that we've had some issues with wallets. Bobby is working on it, and we've got, for whatever reason, some people are having problems, some people aren't. But I know Bobby is working with Shauna today because we got a bunch of screenshots and things like that. Hopefully we'll get that up to speed. I'll be there. Sarah will be there. Christine will be there. So if you just want to hang out a little early, have a cocktail, ask some questions or get some help, come early. Food starts at 6. Eddie Allen, who a lot of you probably have never even heard of Eddie. He's been there from day one. Him and Bobby go way, way, way back. And it's going to be awesome. Listen, I know. You're like, but Joe, it's only 29 cents. I know. It's not going to be. I thought from the very beginning that this was going to be an opportunity to make a big lick, and I think that opportunity is going to be here because I think we're going to do very, very well next week in our court case. And, wow, the momentum is really starting to change. And I'm just talking about, like, social media stuff. We're picking up 100 to 200 X followers every day, and we've been doing it now for like the last 10 days, and everyone's starting to want to interview Bobby and talk to Bobby and all these things, and yeah. And now we're going to have utility to come along with it. Be at the meeting. I don't care what there is no excuse. I got to work, guys. That's how important this meeting is. I'm going to have the machines there. You can feel them, touch them, see them. And then, of course, hearing from somebody else. Eddie, he's more inside than I'm inside, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, listen, I'm in. We have a meeting every morning, and it's 5:15 in the morning, Arizona time, and it's 7 days a week. I'm in that meeting. But there's other meetings where there's only, and the meeting that I'm at, I think there's 9 or 10 of us. Eddie's in the, there's 4 of us meetings. So he's got a lot to share. And I'm going to tell you right now, you are going to regret not being there. And I don't want to, right now, part of me says, hey, listen, if you don't show up Monday, and I know what's going to happen, price is going to take off, and then you're going to call and say, help me sell. And I'm going to tell you, go to the help desk. Probably not. probably not going to tell you that. But I want to. Show up to the meeting. Call and make your reservation so we know you're going to be there. So right now, I've ordered more food than I've got people. I hope that changes before the end of the day. I hope that changes because it's that important. I wouldn't harp on it if I didn't really. Listen, do I know? No. But I know a year ago I was telling all of you, and I think you're crazy if you don't take a shot at this thing. Make your reservation so you know what's going on. Plus, there's going to be a whole lot of places all over Phoenix, all over the country where you're going to be able to start spending. 800-951-0592. That is the number you call. Let me know that you're going to be attending. So how is the week going to end up? Kind of like I expected. Gold and silver coming right back. Told you that it would. It is. The Dow under a little pressure. We didn't get great economic data today. We got University of Michigan consumer confidence much lower than expected, but it was really retail sales. What the heck is going on with this economy? I'm going to give you the numbers when we get back. Stay with us. 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour on this Friday. Let's take a quick look at the markets. Dow's down 100. It's not terrible, but down 100. The S&P down 12. The NASDAQ down 100. The 10-year note, well, yeah, back up. Right? 468. 468 on the 10-year note. By the way, wow, were the bond auctions terrible this week. We'll update you. The 10-year and the 30-year, some of the worst we've seen, to the point where don't be shocked if the Treasury has to take the 30-year, probably the 20-year, maybe even the 10-year auctions and make them smaller because they've been so bad. What does that mean? That means even more has to be sold, 1 month, 3 month, 1 year, right? It's really, really short dated. We'll get to that. Oil's up, right? I don't. Does anybody know? Who knows, right? But right now, it's in the 80s, right? 82 and 88 on the NYMEX and Brent. Like we said, gold's up 45. 43.95. Don't be surprised if we close above 44. Silver's up almost $1 here. 65.25. And I'll tell you, here's all we got as far as really stupid buys of the day. I've got, 6 $10 libs. I had 6 yesterday. How can I still have 6? I got 6 $10 libs. What is it? God, I should know the price. I've been doing them all week. $21.50. And so each $10 liberty is $50 under spot, right? You get 2 of them, that's $100 under. Then I've got, and this is the stupidest buy, and we've had some stupid buys. This is the stupidest one. The Stone Cold Lead Pipe Lock of the week. This is, Joe and Jason have obviously been drinking type prices. I'm telling you, 1994 U.S. Silver Eagles. I have 24 rolls. Yeah. Any of you listened yesterday, but Joe, you had 25 rolls yesterday. I know. Silver's up. Wait, my wife's giving me hand signals. 22? 22 now. Okay, 22. 22 rolls of 1994 U.S. Silver Eagles. And for those of you that are, well, what does that matter? All the dates pretty much, with the exception of probably like 1999 Y2K, maybe even, I don't know about 98 either, because you remember Y2K became a thing and a lot of people were buying. But 90, 91, 92, 93, Right? They're all worth, more because there's just not that many. But 94, 95, 96, 97. Now, 96 is worth the most. But those 4 years are really low population years. Everywhere we looked yesterday, now silver's up $1. I'm not re-looking. They were anywhere from $105 a coin, which is $2,100 a roll, to $29 a coin. 120, 129. So $2,580 for a roll. I've got 22 rolls at $1,500. I also have, I think I still have 100. I may have a little less than that, but individual 1994s, and those are at $80. So way, way, way below where anybody would reasonably sell a 1994 Silver Eagle. 800-951-0592. Auctions. Well, you know what? Let's just say this first. Retail sales. Let's get to retail sales first. Retail sales, disappointing number coming out of the retail side of things. They're saying that, Prime Day related promotions were pulled forward. Many retail categories saw month-over-month declines. Clothing, gas, furniture, weakness, the heat wave. Now it's, oh my gosh, it's summer and it's hot. The heat wave. And blame the World Cup. That's the next thing. U.S. retail sales for July down 0.6% month over month. We're actually looking for a 0.1 increase. Didn't get that. The biggest drop since May of 2025. Retail sales, the rise in retail sales, obviously taking a hit there. The control group. This, I guess, is where I was really worried. Because this is what they use for GDP. Well, again, I don't know, right? Why wouldn't you use all of it for GDP? Well, they don't. Down 0.4. They were expecting it to be up 0.3. So, again, it is really going to put pressure because of the amount of debt. Remember, yesterday, July's budget deficit alone was over $400 billion. I want to say 430 or 450 billion. It was insane how big the deficit was. And remember, the plan was, yes, we're going to spend a lot of money. Yes, the printing presses are running. Oh, and I'll throw war in there. That was even before the whole Iran thing. But we'll grow. So far, it hasn't been very pretty. And, of course, July is the first quarter of the first month of quarter 3. And usually the two best months for GDP are quarters are the second and third. The second was already light. Right? The first was bad. The second was, just above bad. And right now, July's off to a bad start. And then this week's auctions. It's getting a little bit scary because I really do think the Treasury has to do something that it's almost unthinkable, which is we're just going to have to shrink the size of the longer dated auctions and stuff more of it into, anything under 2 years, because we're getting, remember, as I've taught you, tails are bad. right? In other words, what the market says, and of course, the manipulated market says the yield should be, the actual bond buyers are like, nope, I'm not going to buy your debt for that. So we had a really ugly 10-year auction on Wednesday. Yesterday, we had a 30-year auction. It's $25 billion. That is so. That's a lot of money, but it's one of the smallest auction sizes we have. To give you an idea, that's a small. It's only $25 billion. Of course, it's 30 years. Just like the 10-year auction, the word that they're using was deplorable for both. Pricing in, the 30-year priced in at 5.216. So we rounded up 522. The auction tail, 410. I mean, it was big. 4/10. I mean, that means they were hoping to sell it at like 4.8. The highest yield in over 25 years. Wow. 2001. The highest yields since 2000. Well, of course, then what happened? 9/11, right? The dot-com bubble. Alan Greenspan brought rates to 1%, right? Then we had the housing bubble. The bid to cover way down, below 2.4. Boy, I don't know. God, I have to think the last time I saw a bid to cover that low. The internals, well off, good numbers. The indirects is where you want to see, that number. You'd like to see it in the 70s, 66.9. So but we've only been averaging 67, so I guess that's kind of about the same. It's still not great. The directs, 21%. Again, that was below. Normally they do 22%, which means the dealers, i.e. the banks, having to have essentially over 10%, over 10.5% of the auction, which just means what? Well, two things. How bad would it have been if the dealers didn't buy any, right? How high would the yields have been? Because essentially the goal of the dealers is not to buy any, right? That's the goal. Or, I shouldn't say any. They want a little bit, right? Because there are some reasons why a bank would want to buy some 30-year paper. Right? Not a lot, but some, right? Insurance companies, absolutely. Money market funds, of course, right? Banks, a little bit. But what does that mean? The banks had to say, well, we got it. We have to buy it here because if the yields go any higher, right, we're going to have a problem. Not to mention, what does that also mean? Well, they've got less liquidity, right? They've got less liquidity, and this is something where the Treasury announced again that they have to increase auction sizes, and then Scott Bessent came out and started floating the idea that maybe we're going to have to lower the amounts that we sell in longer dated treasuries. And guys, I'm just telling you that it's another warning. Do with it as you wish. I don't care. Don't buy gold. See how it goes. Don't learn how crypto works. Now, don't go to the meeting. Why would you want to do that? Because, come on. The dollar's in great shape. Right? Why should I worry? No one's going to the auctions. Why should I worry that the dealer's got to buy so much of it? Why should I worry about the size of these tails? by the way, UBS. UBS. The first, this is, I want to get it up. I had it wrong. See, I said UBS. Deutsche Bank. Sorry, Deutsche Bank. Europe's first non-Chinese renminbi clearing bank. They're calling it the Golden Yuan. 800-951-0592. Get crickets out of you, Colorado. I don't. Must be rough up there. But we got $10 liberties, $21.50 on those 1990. You know, here's the funny thing: a regular roll of U.S. silvers, which, by the way, yesterday I showed you how cheap we were. It's $1,495. $5. $5, and you get 94s. It's a no-brainer. $1,500. Again, here's the number again. I know you know the number. Maybe you forgot it. I don't know. 800-951-0592. So, 2 terrible auctions. The Treasury Secretary dropping hints that, we may have to sell less longer date because nobody wants it that long. By the way, he seems to talk about gold a lot, doesn't he? We're not going to Fort Knox, but yeah, the gold's there. Don't worry. You don't think gold revaluations around listen, gold's going to revalue one way or another, right? Whether they want to do it or not, like the price is going to 10,000. Probably going a lot higher than that. And at some point, it's just too irresistible. They'll revalue it so they can play a little paper game and lighten the load of these treasury auctions. I mean, it's bad. This is bad. You know, and think about it. If we're having trouble selling our debt, how do you think the rest of the world's doing? And then today, Deutsche Bank. Listen, nobody does and operates as a clearing bank for the renminbi. Just China's own banks. That's it. And yes, do they have like an office like in New York and stuff like, yeah. But no major banks, especially what we could consider the, quote, the big banks, have ever done this before. A lot of people speculating that the Chinese may have let Deutsche Bank potentially know exactly how much gold they have. It's a whole lot more than what they've been telling us. But this being reported by the Financial Times, Deutsche Bank, the first clearing firm to handle the RMB and China's push to internationalize the currency. We've been talking about this for a very, very long time now. China does a lot of what we'll say border-to-border trade. But they do it with, Iran, Russia, Brazil, right? BRICS. Which, by the way, you know what? I want to say this, too. I'm going to have JR's going to be on Monday. He's got a big thing about the BRICS. So tune in for that. The appointment gives Deutsche Bank direct connection to China's financial system. Again, something China has not done. And they didn't do it with J.P. Morgan. Surprise. Accelerating efforts to expand the renminbi's use in international trade, investments, and finance. Well, I think we can announce, right? The yen carry trade is dead, right? I mean, that ship's gone. Interesting timing by the Chinese. Same time, right? The Trump administration tariffing everybody, almost driving countries, right, to seek out others. A direct bridge into China's financial system, strengthening, this is Deutsche Bank, strengthening the bank's ability to support clients engaged in Europe and China trade and investment flows. This designation reflects the renminbi's continued internationalization and Deutsche Bank's growing role along with major Chinese and European corridors. Most overseas renminbi clearing banks were simply local branches of China's 4 largest state-owned banks, deepening the financial ties between China and Germany. Right now, of course, Germany, right, is Europe's largest economy. Encouraging Deutsche Bank into the interbank payment system, cross-border interbank payment system. Wait a minute. Don't we have that? Right? It's called SWIFT. And apparently, Deutsche Bank now says that they have joined China's cross-border bank interpayment system, and this will circumvent the need to use the SWIFT system. It is the highest-ranked Chinese bank for Panda bond transactions this year, according to Bloomberg. So Deutsche is doing a lot in selling Chinese bonds. Beijing has expanded renminbi-denominated trade in offshore borrowing. Uh-oh. So here we go. What does it mean? Remember what I've been telling you, what's been happening here. Pay attention. Wake up. Everybody, and I mean everybody. They know 2 things for certain. Number 1, I need to have some dollars. Number 2, how do I make it so I need the least amount of dollars? That is what is happening globally. And guess what China and Deutsche Bank just announced? Hey, Europe, we got a way for you to have less dollars. Yup. Deutsche Bank will allow you to pay with renminbis and convert it back to euros when you're all said and done. And by the way, we won't even have to use SWIFT. Think the auctions are going to get better? 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour on this Friday. And, of course, we've been talking about the struggles that the U.S. Went through this week in their bond markets, in particular, longer-dated maturities. The 10-year auction on Wednesday was extremely poor, and then it got worse with the 30-year auction that was yesterday, and then news this morning that Deutsche Bank and China have agreed that Deutsche Bank will be a clearing bank for cross-border Europe and Chinese trade, and they'll do it in renminbis, and they will do it outside of SWIFT. And again, what is really happening? It's very simple. Everybody wants to have less dollars. Now, does having renminbis, is that better than dollars? right? A lot of people, well, that's not better. Their finances suck just as bad, if not worse, than ours. Guess what? Probably. Then why? Why, Joe? Tell us why. Right? How often do I say, hey, we're the cleanest dirty shirt in the laundry, right? Picture like the college kid, right? I'm going to go out tonight and give it all his clothes are on, giving them all a sniff test, right? Finding the one that smells the least bad, and then douse it with a bunch of cologne, right, to try to cover it up. Well, that's us. We got the cologne covered shirt. So why would they do this? Simple. Xi Jinping doesn't wake up one day and say, hey, I'm going to slap a bunch of tariffs on you. Hey, you're not allowed to do business with this country or buy stuff from that country. Wait a minute. Oh, wait, you've got to spend X amount on this and X amount on that, right? I mean, listen, we're making a lot of demands. And you know what the rest of the world is doing? Okay, dude, calm down. I know, listen, I get it. We're like, yeah, you guys have been screwing us. No, they haven't. That was the plan. How do you think we got to almost $40 trillion in debt? Right? By giving these countries great deals. Now we're like, uh-oh. Right? Hey, you know that great deal we gave you? Yeah, we can't give you a great deal anymore. No, we can't do it. And now these countries are like, well, if that's the case, hey, I don't know if you know this, but your shirt stinks. Yeah, it may be a little less stinky than ours, but all that cologne you're putting all over it, yeah, you ain't fooling us. So guess what? Listen, don't get us wrong. We're still going to have to buy some U.S. debt. Don't worry, obviously. But you know what? We're going to buy some Chinese now. Why? Well, because they're offering us a great deal, right? Right? Hey, they're giving us a great deal. You're not giving us a great deal. I mean, it's just math. It's just math. 1994. So I'm shocked. I really am. We've done a lot of dumb deals this year. I mean, we've sold 20s. What, at 100, 150 under spot? I got $10 liberties, $100 under spot. Right? I mean, we've done dumb stuff. Nothing like this, though. Just think about this. The cheapest we could find, we looked. The cheapest we could find was $30 an ounce. Not a roll, an ounce more. And here's the thing. They didn't actually say they had any, right? They're like, well, if you want to buy it for $105. Now, the place that said they had it, they wanted $129. You buy a roll of 1994 Silver Eagles today, you're going to pay $75 a coin. $1,500. How is it that I'm looking at it. Normally I say, oh my God, phone lines are full. I got 2 lines, got 1 line. No, I got no lines. I got all lines open, Jason.
People should, take an accounting of their situation and make a proper decision. Because, listen, right? I mean, we know the money's there.
You can buy a single for $80.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. If you have a more modest budget, hey, I got $240. I'll get 3 ounces of silver. And I know for a lot of people, it's like, oh my God, people have been, buying this stuff for a long time. It just sounds horrible. Well, how horrible is it going to sound when silver's, like $150, then 3 ounces, $450? All Joe has to do is go back, and look at his history when he's been doing this longer than me. When a $20 gold piece, what the first ones you sold were what, $350, Joe? Was that it? About?
Yeah. And the first roll of Silver Eagles I ever sold, $125 for a roll of 20.
Okay, so ridiculous is going to happen again. Ridiculous will happen again. This is not ridiculous. What are you afraid of, right? What are you fearing?
800-951-42. 0592. When we come back, how much should a burrito cost?
Oh, no. I priced burritos out. It's not fun.
We got that coming up next. 800-951-0592. Got a half a dozen. What do I have? A half a dozen? Oh, $10 Liberties at $12.50. No, $12.50. $21.50. $12.50. I was having a flashback. And then, of course, the 1994 Silver Eagles. Rolls, 1,500. Eaches, one at a time, 80. We've got the customer appreciation event in Colorado. You know what? None of these events, $10 is affordable, plus what you get. The Phoenix event, the food's free. So there's no excuse. There you go, Jason. Tell them about the event Friday.
It's KXXT Appreciation Night. It's not just for the listeners and the customers. It's also for the hosts and the staff. Everybody that has some invested brain space in 1360 KXXT, a rare jewel of a radio station as far as I'm concerned. And I'm always willing. My ears are open, and this is what this night. This is the extra bug that's there, is that you show up. You're willing to plunk down $10 and it all comes back to you anyways. But you come to the event, and there's going to be a questionnaire, a little half page of paper. Tell me what you want, what you don't want. Tell the staff will be listening, and I'll be taking. I take everything seriously. So I don't take everything seriously. I take what needs to be done at the radio station seriously, to the point where, hey, if I need to hit the brakes on this thing or hit the accelerator on that thing or put more of this on. Obviously, everybody can't have what they want, but we're on X.com. We're on YouTube. We're trying to mix some of the new media in with and I got somebody working the Facebook. The KXXT Facebook has now actually got someone manning the wheel there, so we can start talking to each other on Facebook. I know a lot of you guys don't do social media. Got to start doing some social media. I've never done it in any meaningful way because I like to talk too much. But I've got guys that can help me with that now, so I don't have to do the talking. But, yeah, if you want influence and you want to understand what's going on or what you would prefer, you got to get your voice out there. If you're just a casual listener, that's great. We need the casual listeners too, Joe. But make an impression. Show up. And by the way, it's just going to be fun. I think it's just going to be a fun time.
Yeah. Oh, that's the thing, right? Monday's going to be a blast. Listen, we're going to have a lot of fun. I hope you all decide that it's in your best interest to come out and share some time with us.